Okay, back at you with another video here for the NBA main slate here on Thursday. We got another small slate, so only 4 games. So again, I would recommend going light today. Don't go crazy with your entries. But real quick, let's see what we did last night. So again, last night I hit all my cash games as well as my GPP. So pretty good night. So let's go over my lineup real quick. So I went with Brunson, Tim Frazier, Kevin Knox, Randall, Embiid, Lowry, Larry Nance, and Draymond. The Jalen Brunson thing, I knew it was bad chalk. I knew better. I even brought it up in my video that this guy's been shooting insane and don't expect this to continue. But I just got suckered into it. I knew he would be the ultimate chalk, and the matchup was so good. But man, I'm just mad at myself because I knew better than that. Tim Frazier. I mentioned if E'Twaun Moore's out, he's a great play. And once E'Twaun Moore got ruled out, I sent out a tweet. It was like, I love Tim Frazier. So he was just too cheap at 4.1K. He did very well. Kevin Knox, he did get inserted in the starting lineup. So I went with him. I also talked about him in my video. Randall, I was a little scared about the matchup, but with Mirotic out, you got to play him every time. Embiid. So I was struggling with my center position. I knew Embiid would be chalk, but I liked a couple other guys. I ended up eating the chalk, and I'm kind of glad I did because Embiid had a great bounce back spot. So Lowry. So originally I had De'Aaron Fox in there, and I wanted that because him and Kyle Lowry were basically the same price. So if Kawhi got ruled out, after lock, I could just pivot to Kyle Lowry because the Kings and the Timberwolves were a late game as well. And I did get that news, so I pivoted to Kyle Lowry. Because when Kawhi is out, you want to play Kyle Lowry or Van Fleet, and then either Ibaka or Siakam. You probably want to play at least 2 of those guys, 2 of the 4. I should have pivoted from Draymond to Ibaka once Kawhi got out, but I just liked Draymond's price too much. Golden State got blown out. Starters got pulled with 5 minutes left, so it could have been a much bigger night because I had Kyle Lowry and Draymond were so low owned. But then, again, the starters got pulled. It was at Golden State, so that was pretty surprising. The whole Larry Nance situation, that was a mess. They announced, so I said in my video I wanted to wait to see the starting lineup before I would play Nance. And they announced it like 30 minutes before lock of Larry Nance the starting center. I was like, Larry Nance, great. He's a starting center. Great play today. Because if he was going to start at the 4, I wouldn't like him as much. He's more productive when he's the 5. And then at 6:59 p.m., they came out with a tweet that Channing Frye would start over Larry Nance. So that tilted me big time, but Larry Nance still got there off the bench. Again, he was pretty chalky, but again, he got there off the bench. So overall, a pretty good night. And I'm ready to keep it going again here for tonight. Small slate, and not a whole lot of value on the slate, to be honest. So, I don't know. I don't have the best feel on this right now. But okay, let's start at point guard today. And HARDEN. So he's been in the last couple of small slates. I've recommended, I can't fade HARDEN on a small slate, and both times it's honestly came back to bite me in the ass. I recommended him against Utah. He got 23. I recommended him against Portland. He got 39. So. I'm not going to say you have to play James Harden on a short slate, but the matchup is very good here against the Lakers. So I'm honestly probably leaning towards playing him again. He'll probably bust for me again, but it's hard for me not to play James Harden against the Lakers. Chris Paul, his price is about right now at 8.6. I liked him when he was below 8K, but 8.6, I still think he does have upside here, especially with this matchup, but I think I would just rather pay the extra $200 for Harden, or $2,000, sorry. So LaVine, I'm a little undecided on what I want to do here with Zach LaVine because Chris Dunn's back as well as Bobby Portis. So there's just more bodies in this rotation, and those guys are actually like higher usage guys instead of playing alongside like Ryan Arcidiacono and a couple other of these like scrubs. So LaVine, he's not going to be the highest usage guy anymore, but the prices come down to 7.4. And I definitely he's still going to play 35 or so minutes. So, and he's going to shoot the ball still a bunch when he's out there. So I'm a little undecided what I want to do with LaVine. I think the price is pretty fair, and he does have upside there. So Lonzo Ball here at 5.6. I think he's a pretty fair play today. It just sometimes Luke Walton will just limit Lonzo Ball, but you know, in 3 of the last 4 games, he got 40, 38, and 37 minutes. So with Brandon Ingram out of there, minutes seem pretty secure, but you never know because it is Luke Walton. But Lonzo Ball, I think, is a pretty decent play here at 5.6. Chris Dunn at 5.5 is coming off the bench again. I don't think I can do it yet. Looks like he's still going to be on a minutes restriction, so don't think I can do Chris Dunn just yet. D'Anthony Melton at 4.9. So Kobo's out of there. Devin Booker's still hurt. So they're going to need Melton to play all the minutes he can handle again. He's pretty aggressive. So 4.9K, I still think he might be a little underpriced here. So I do like that play. So SGA, Avery Bradley, and Pat Beverly. The Clippers got blown out by Toronto the other night. And all these guys got limited. They kind of rode with like Tyrone Wallace and Sidorius Thornwell at the end. So a lot of these guys got limited. But the game stays close. You know, SGA, Pat Beverly, Avery Bradley should play some good minutes. But I think of the 3 right now, I just prefer SGA. You know, Pat Beverly just... he's okay. He hasn't really flashed any upside. Same thing with Avery Bradley. He's just a very low usage guy. So I think of the 3, I'd prefer SGA, even though he is the most expensive. Brunson, again, I knew better than playing him, but a lot of people will be off him after, you know, he was very, very chalky. So he burned a lot of people. So I think he'll be pretty low owned. And the match against Phoenix is pretty good. So I wouldn't mind maybe taking a shot at him again, especially because JJ Barea and Wes Matthews are questionable. If they're both out, you know, that's just going to secure these minutes for Brunson. So I think I would have interest in Brunson if Barea is out as well as Wes Matthews. So that's going to secure the minutes for Brunson. BRYN Forbes, I wouldn't chase this, honestly. So this is kind of a situation with Luke Kennard that I talked about in a video yesterday. He had like a great game, 40 fantasy points. He had an outlier, like rebounds. He had a lot of rebounds. Same thing here with BRYN Forbes. Don't expect him to get 11 rebounds again. That's just an outlier. He had 24 points. He's scoring dependent. So if he's not shooting the ball well, he can definitely hurt you. So, I mean, 4.3K is okay. Again, one of these Spurs point guards will probably do well, but it's always kind of a coin flip. So I don't think I would chase BRYN Forbes today. It's the same thing here with like Patty Mills, Derrick White. You know, it seems like one of these guys will have a good game of the 3, but it's always hard to predict. Derrick White got the start. If he gets a start again, maybe I have interest in Derrick White. But again, Greg Popovich, hard to trust his rotations. Let's see. Juwan Evans, he saw 26 minutes. He was the backup point guard last game for the Suns. I don't expect him to play as many minutes now because Jamal Crawford should be back in the rotation here. So Juwan Evans, I don't think I can go there at 3.4. Jamal Crawford at 3.5. Maybe. I mean, he's going to shoot the ball a lot when he's out there, and he's close to minimum price. So I think, you know, of those 2, I prefer Jamal Crawford. And all right, lastly, I'll talk about Devin Harris, I guess. If JJ Barea and Wes Matthews are out, he would be, you know, locked into some decent minutes. So I guess you could look to Devin Harris, as gross as that sounds, on this 4-game slate if those guys are out. Oh, actually, and one more guy I didn't want to talk about. I brought him up in my couple videos ago. You know, I thought he would be close to playing, was Brandon Knight. So he's listed as probable for this game today. So you never know. I mean, he could just not play at all. I'm going to kind of wait for news. You know, there should be some news about, you know, is Brandon Knight going to see some minutes off the bench. If I get news that, you know, he's going to play, he's going to get some minutes off the bench, I might take a shot because, you know, back in the day, Brandon Knight was a pretty good fantasy player, pretty good real-life basketball player. And Houston is depleted right now. James Ennis is out. They basically have no one on the bench. So if Brandon Knight plays, I honestly think he'll play like 15 to 20 minutes. So I might take a shot if I get confirmation that he actually is going to see the court today. Okay, let's move on to shooting guard. So DeRozan at 8.5. I think it's a pretty fair price. Last game against Phoenix was a blowout. If the game stays close, he's going to push for 40 minutes. Clippers, not the best defensive team, so DeMar DeRozan, definitely considering at 8.5. Luka Doncic, so I did kind of call that in my video yesterday that the Hawks game was his blow-up spot, and he did finally put up 50 fantasy points. I just didn't play him. I mean, I was considering him, but didn't end up making my final lineup. Now he's priced up to 7.7, but if all those guys, if JJ Barea and Wes Matthews are out, that's just going to secure a lot of these minutes for these Dallas guys. So I think you can give a look to Doncic again, but the price is up there now at 7.7. I still think you can do it, though, today. Let's see, Fournier, 5.7. Guy, I don't really like playing this guy. He's also kind of scoring dependent, very up and down. So I think he's okay, but of the Magic guys are just hard to trust besides VUCEVIC. I really like VUCEVIC, but other than that, they're kind of hard to trust. Let's see. Eric Gordon picked up the start, played 39 minutes last game. So, and again, Houston's kind of depleted here, so he's going to be forced to play some big minutes, but also a guy I only really like playing Eric Gordon when either Harden or Chris Paul are out. When both of them are healthy, it's hard for me to play him. He is very scoring dependent. If his shot's not falling, he's not going to get you there, but he's going to see all the minutes he can handle, and the matchup's good against the Lakers, so I'm a little torn on Eric Gordon. I think he'll be pretty popular, so I don't know. Again, I'm a little torn on him as well. Josh Hart here at 4.2. So the minutes have been kind of secure for him as well as Lonzo Ball. 36, 35 minutes with Ingram out of there. So I think Josh Hart's okay at 4.2. He's been a little up and down as well, but he's flashed some upside. He was very, very good in the Summer League as well. So I know Josh Hart has it in him. I think he's pretty decent value play here at 4.2. KCP, Mikal Bridges, I think we can do better than that. Gerald Green, don't chase that 28 fantasy point game. He's also very scoring dependent, so definitely don't chase that. Let's see. Okay, let's move on to small forward. And LeBron at 11K flat here. I think it's pretty fair price. The studs of the day are Harden and LeBron. I definitely think it's viable. You could play both of them if you wanted to. But of the two, I think I would lean Harden, but LeBron, still a pretty good play here, 11K. So, and again, I think it is viable to play both LeBron and James Harden if you want to. Aaron Gordon at 7.8. This guy is also really inconsistent, but the matchup against Chicago is pretty good here. The price is a little up there, though. 7.8 is kind of a lot to pay for Aaron Gordon, so I think he's priced about right. Kuzma, this guy just continues to dominate here. What is that? 6 straight games of 40-plus fantasy points. He's also playing all the minutes he can handle, so Kuzma, I'm a little undecided. I think he's pretty good. I think he's priced about right. He definitely still does have some upside, so I think he's okay here at 7.6. Tobias and Gallinari, they let some people down the other night. The Clippers got blown out. The matchup here against the Spurs isn't the best, but both their prices are pretty low, so I think both of those guys are pretty decent plays today. Rudy Gay, this guy also seems to be kind of up and down, but he does have some upside for GPPs. So 6.2, I think he's a little underpriced today. Let's see, Harrison Barnes here. Again, if Barea and Wes Matthews are out, he'd be locked into. So a lot of these Dallas guys would be locked into some good minutes. So Harrison Barnes, I think you can give a look to. Match against Phoenix here is pretty good. TJ Warren. So if he's going to play his normal minutes, I really like the price of 5.8. He just kind of got limited. It was a blowout, but I only saw 25 minutes. So I don't know. If TJ Warren's going to play 30, 35 minutes, I definitely have interest in him at 5.8. Terrence Ross, just too expensive here, 5.5 for coming off the bench. I don't think you can go there. ARIZA, again, I have my same analysis with him every time. He's going to play all the minutes he can handle, but he's just such a low usage stand in the corner guy. I don't like playing guys like that. Okay, here's Josh Jackson at 5.2. So this guy's not a good real life basketball player at all, but he's a decent fantasy player. You know, he's going to be aggressive. He's going to shoot the ball a ton. 4 of 11, 6 of 14, 8 of 15, 2 of 14. So I don't mind, looking at Josh Jackson here at 5.2. Let's see, Jonathan Isaac at 4.2. I think he's okay. The matchup against Chicago is pretty good, but I think he's priced about right. PJ Tucker at 3.8. He'll probably be asked to guard LeBron, so he's going to play all the minutes he can handle, but again, this guy is very low usage as well. Let's see. I don't think I want to go like Dante Cunningham, Marco Bellinelli. It's just, there's not a whole lot of value today. Let's move on to power forward. So, let's see. Aldridge at 7.5. The price is pretty enticing here. It's pretty low for LaMarcus Aldridge, but, a couple games here, the close was actually Jakob Poeltl, and then last game was a blowout. If this game stays close, I think Aldridge will play 30-plus minutes, but he just hasn't really flashed the upside, so I think he's okay today. Lauri Markkanen at 6.5. It's just the Chicago front court is so crowded right now. You got Wendell Carter Jr., you got Markkanen, you got Jabari, you got Bobby Portis, so it's just there's so many bodies right now that I don't think I can play anyone in the Chicago front court. I guess the one guy I could play is Bobby Portis, but I still think his minutes are going to be limited. He's just so productive when he gets his minutes. I love playing like these high usage guys off the bench. So I guess I could give a look to Bobby Portis, but I think his minutes will still be limited here. So I think he's okay. Let's see. My boy Montrez he's getting limited right now. A couple of blowouts too. The price has come down to 6K, where I think you could take a shot in GPPs. He does have that upside, so I don't think I could do it today, but he definitely does still have upside. RICHAUN Holmes, the price dropped a bit, which I do really like. The frustrating thing was I called the blowout against San Antonio, but they closed with DeAndre Ayton when the game was blown out, so limited RICHAUN Holmes a bit, but he's going to play basically a floor of like 15 with an upside of like 25 minutes, and he's so productive when he's out there. So 3.8K, one of the value plays that I do really like today. So Dirk, he's actually probable. So I think he said he's going to make his season debut. We don't know how many minutes he's going to play. If we get some kind of confirmation that he's going to play decent minutes, like Dirk will be on like a 25 minutes limit or something like that, then you can definitely give a look to Dirk at 4.1K, but I just think they're going to very much limit him to like 10 to 15 minutes. So, I'm going to kind of wait for news. If there's news that he'll play decent minutes, then you could give a look too, but I really think they're going to limit him to like 10 to 15 minutes. See, Dwight Powell, I would definitely have interest in, but with Dirk back, that's just going to crowd the front court even more. So I think his minutes get limited. So I don't know if I can do Dwight Powell. Okay, let's move on to center. And center, usually a position I really like, but there's only one play here that sticks out the page to me, and that's NIKOLA VUCEVIC at 8.9. The match, I love targeting centers against Chicago. VUCEVIC is basically the whole Orlando offense right now. So don't be worried about this 26 minutes in the last two games. Both of those were blowouts. If the game stays close, he's going to play 30 to 35 minutes. So 8.9K, it's just too cheap for VUCEVIC. I'm all over this play today. I really, really like VUCEVIC. Again, no one at Chicago is going to be able to stay with him, so he should have his way with anyone that they try to put on him. CAPELA, it's just they're kind of limiting him. He did foul out, but that was with a couple minutes left. He's just not seeing all the minutes he can handle anymore. He's seeing, basically like 30 minutes a game. 8.2K is a lot for someone who's only going to play 30 minutes. AYTON, I think he's okay. It's just the matchup with DeAndre Jordan is not the best. I think he's priced about right. I think AYTON would probably be my second favorite center here, behind VUCEVIC. DeAndre Jordan, just a guy I never play. It's just, he's just like a putback dunk guy. He has no offensive game, so, you know, I think he's okay. They're probably going to need him a lot to guard DeAndre AYTON, but I just can't do DeAndre Jordan today. Wendell Carter, again, the Chicago front court is just too crowded right now. McGee, I loved playing him early in the season, but now they're riding a lot with TYSON Chandler. Just, ugh. 4.5K, though. I mean, he probably does still have upside, but the minutes just are not secure for McGee. Jakob Poeltl, I think he's okay here at 4.1. You know, I don't know. If the Clippers kind of run small ball, though, so it does worry me with Jakob Poeltl. Boban, so he did not end up starting last game, and he was on his way to get a DNP CD, but then the Clippers got blown out, so you did see 16 minutes in garbage time. Definitely got you there. So if you forgot to switch off Boban a couple nights ago, you did get rewarded. I only would play Boban if he's going to start. If he's not going to start and the game stays close, he's going to get a DNP CD most likely. So only have interest in Boban if he starts. Like TYSON Chandler, maybe, but I don't want to play TYSON Chandler. I mean, he's going to play some decent minutes, 3.6K, I guess. It's just, he's so old, and I don't want to play TYSON Chandler. And then, yeah, not a whole lot to like. So the slate is, it's pretty interesting. It's 4 games. I'm definitely going to keep it light, probably only GPPs. There's not a whole lot of good value today, so I don't have like the best read on it. So again, I'm probably going to take it light. I'd recommend you guys doing the same thing as well. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this the content. If you have, please like this video, subscribe. It really helps me out, guys. It's also important to follow me on Twitter. I will put that in the description below. I'll give my thoughts as more news comes out throughout the day. And yeah, that's going to be it. I think we got a pretty nice slate for Friday, so I will be back then.